this is what I do know. Since I was a young child, since I can remember about 3 or 4.
Well, you know more than that. We're just going to play with you for a minute.
This is logically what I remember.
You know that from where you now are, never minding any of that, but from where you are now, that you can come with a clear knowing and desire, and you can raise your hand and you can get in the hot seat. So if we were standing in your shoes, we'd connect those dots right away. What does that mean? And we would identify that point of attraction, isolate it, and then we would go from there. In other words, our every move, thought, word, and action from then forward would be about milking this and staying on this track. And you weren't going to do that. Because there's a tendency to want to go back. Far back were you going? How old were you? 3. And then start making up stuff to kind of explain stuff in between that is all so irrelevant that it's not worth the airtime that you might want to give it.
But this is different.
All right.
You ready? You ready to be ready?
We're getting there.
So, since I can remember, I knew everything was about love. I knew that we are all worthy. I knew that we are all connected. I had phenomenal parents in a different way. I did have a strained relationship with my mother due to religious beliefs. And it's not about judgment. I'm not about judgment. I'm about love. With that, I've been blessed. Everything comes easy for me. And my default emotion is laughter. Laughter. It's hard. Things are hard. Grief is hard. Love is hard. And
no, see, love isn't hard. Love isn't hard. Love is easy.
Humans are hard.
Well, that's sort of where we were starting. Because it turns out this isn't different. This isn't different. In other words, what we were playing with you about, with great resources of sincerity, we were wanting to say to you and to everyone that if you can lift from something wonderful that just happened and spend a little bit of focused time to let that be your set point, then it could be easy from this moment forward. But most don't do that because most want to, you're going to like this. This is the most important discussion you're ever going to hear, so we're just going to take a minute. Most humans want to explain to everyone who they are and how they got here and why they're here and what they are now that they are here by describing hard life and their overcoming of this and their overcoming of that and their overcoming of that. Where your inner being has been doing exactly the opposite of that all along. And so, as we began here today and we were talking about the bag of marbles, and we were talking about having an intention or a desire that can stay pure or get muddied up right away, we want you all to be aware as we're moving through the conversations today of when it's getting muddied up and when it's getting lightened up. Because that's the way you know what you're doing with your point of attraction. We know it is a general consensus that life can be hard. We are not for a moment trying to talk you out of that. We just, if we were standing in your physical shoes, wouldn't be activating in our bag of marbles because it makes that hard life follow you everywhere you go. And you're not going to admit to a hard life following you, and we are not meaning that either. But it is a muddy life, at least. At least it is. It's muddy. It's some of this and some of this and some of this and some of this and some of this because you believe. You believe that you have to bring it all with you, that it all represents you. And we know that you're new in this moment and this moment and this moment and this moment and this moment. We know you can calibrate to someone who's hurting or to your inner being who never hurts. We know that you can focus yourself into feeling good and having stronger, better point of attraction anytime you decide to, you see. And most who begin with a story that started when they were 3 years old have something different in mind, you see. And we know you heard that. Everyone did. Really good conversation to begin with. Are you all right for now? Can we let you go for now and you can just listen in as we move forward?
One more question.
Yeah?
My mom recently made her transition, and we did have a strained relationship. And out of my...
We love you so much, but why the muddy? Why are we muddying this moment up?
I don't know. Because I miss her.
Well, you know what? Who you miss, you'll never find again. Because she re-emerged into non-physical where she stops muddying. She's not muddying anything up now. She's in a place of pure positive energy. So when you miss her, you know what that feeling is? That feeling is you stuck in the mud and her not. If she was stuck in the mud, oh, you'd be having a good old time talking about muddy things. But she's not stuck in the mud anymore. So there's a vibrational variance between you and your mother now that you can feel, and that's what you're feeling when you say, I miss her. And we all get that, you see. So we know. We've had fun with you. You came up and we explained how it all works in general terms, and then we made them specifically apply to you. And you heard it, and we know you heard it. And so then we said, so let's just leave it there and let's move on, and we'll give you a whole seminar worth of stuff. You'll hear it. And you said, can I just muddy it up a little more right now? Can I just make my muddy point just a little stronger right now? Because my marbles, it's so active in my marbles, Abraham, I just can't stop myself. And you know what, friend? That's true. You are where you are, and you feel what you feel, and what you feel is what you're going to talk about. We just want you to know that you do have more control over what you talk about than most people believe, you see. So let's do that just briefly. What do you know? What do you think you know about what your mother's state of being is now?
Oh, she's in bliss. I know that. I know she's well.
Does that irritate you? Does that annoy you? That she would get there while you're still here dragging around all that stuff?
It's the human part of me. It's the logic part of me.
We know, but stop arguing. Stop arguing for your limitations. If you miss her and you want to hook up with her, then you gotta feel like she feels. You gotta imagine what she feels. You gotta know what she's doing. And she's not explaining nothing to nobody. You all think that. You think, oh, when they get up there, they'll go, we know you're not literally thinking this. Some of you are. To that place, whatever it is, it takes all kinds of forms in humans' minds, and you're going to be held accountable. No, not like that. It's not like that. You just show up as the Vortex version. You show up as your Vortex version, and you feel glad for what you lived, and glad for everyone who's still living it. So, what do you think it's like for your mom these days? These not days.
She's living her truth. She's free.
Those are words, but living her truth, living her truth, living her truth, and she's free, but what does that mean?
To be her, to be who she really is.
Yeah, but what does that mean? Who she really is. Make us understand what that must be like.
Yeah, what is it like?
Well, clearly you don't know. You're just using general words. It's like knowing well-being. It's like positive expectation. It's like seeing positive outcomes. It's like seeing the best in everyone. It's like pretty much the opposite of everything you've done since you sat down in this chair. Only what she's thinking about as she's watching you do that, yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I get that. I understand that. I see how that goes. I know how that goes. That doesn't feel too good. You'll get past that. It'll be all right. Hope you can get over it before you croak. I waited until I croaked to get over it, but I hope you can get over it before you croak. I'll be calling you. I'll be talking to you. I'll never stop calling you my way. I'll never stop talking to you about the things that are important to you. But you got to listen from my framework, because I'm not going to join you, honey. I'm not going to join you where you've been or even where you are. I'm going to stay in this blissful place of pure positive energy, because you're right. That is what freedom is. And you know what freedom is? Freedom is freedom from resistance. You know what resistance is? Resistance is pushing against stuff. Resistance is defending, justifying, rationalizing. It's trying to get other people to understand where I'm at. And you know one thing about us non-physical beings? We don't try to get you to understand where we're at. We just be at where we be. We just be there, you see. And when you stumble on a moment of that, you feel it too. And you go, when you stumble on it. But you can do it with more deliberateness. Now are you ready for us to let you go while we get on with...
For now.
Have fun. Listen, there's going to be a whole lot that's going to be specifically pointed at you. And when your mother has something that she knows you're ready to hear, we're going to shout it in your direction.
Please do.
So you see how that goes? How you feel is how you feel, and how you feel is what you get, yeah? You are vibrational beings. You are tuning your tuner all of the time. Whatever it is you're giving your attention to is the reason that you're emitting the signal that you're emitting. And the signal that you're emitting can cause you to hook up with your dead mother and her bag of marbles, or your inner being and our bag of marbles. Or you can hook up with somebody else and their bag of marbles. But you can tell by the way you feel what kind of marbles you're hooking up with, and it's all up to you.
If you like this video, don't forget to